What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be jumping into the new Ultimate Clash here. So this is the very first Ultimate Clash where we have access to the LR VEGETA and TRUNKS. Now I am super excited about this because one of the main teams that I build for Ultimate Clash is this VEGETA's family team here. Oh, actually need to reset those. Let's see. Yeah, so I use all of these VEGETA's family cards, and I'm actually able to put the VEGETA and TRUNKS on this team, which buffs them heavily. I ended up taking off this this base form VEGETA here. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty fun run when we get to that point in the team. I haven't been able to make many adjustments to previous teams that I built. Reason being, most of the new units that we've gotten are like the Dragon Ball Heroes stuff. Let's see. So we're going to start out here with our Join Forces team. It doesn't really matter who leads it, so we'll do this. And them. Oh, one more? Them. Okay. Yeah, so there are a lot of like Dragon Ball Heroes characters that came out. And normally what I like to do is put all of the new units that have come out since the previous Ultimate Clash, and I try to fit them onto teams for the newer Ultimate Clash. That way everybody kind of gets a chance to show what they can do in this game mode. And then it just kind of keeps it interesting, because this game mode does get a little stagnant over time when you have like all of the same characters that you're bringing every time, and you're just fighting with the exact same builds. This game mode just kind of gets a little bit tedious to deal with when you're just doing it's just kind of mundane when you do the same thing over and over. So I do like to switch it up and make new teams. That being said, all of those Dragon Ball Heroes characters are really only usable with other Dragon Ball Heroes characters. Most of those units are not that impressive if they haven't been like matched up with other Dragon Ball Heroes units. So that can be kind of unfortunate for this game mode, because you're going to want to use full like same type teams. For instance, here we're facing off against an INT enemy, so we're going to want to be using a full physical type team. And here I'm able to make a full physical Wicked Bloodline team here, so I'm able to use the 200% Metal Cooler Leader, which is nice. But you can't do things like this with the Dragon Ball Heroes team because there's just not enough of those cards yet. So you can't build like an entire extreme physical Dragon Ball Heroes team that's gonna be worth using at all, right? So yeah, you do kind of run into those struggles with the Dragon Ball Heroes build. Now I suppose I could just build a strong, one or two strong Dragon Ball Heroes teams that don't really pay attention to typing, and then bring them into those final fights, and they would just have like miscellaneous different typings. You still probably could get away with that, especially if you're using like the 200% leaders. Going up against the Omega Shenron at the end of this with 200% teams, you definitely don't have to have like full type advantage. But I do still like to keep it that way, just because I know it is like the most common strategy. And on top of entertainment, I also like my channel to be a place that people can go to learn and to like see what works in the game and try and experiment with like new things. Basically, like I like to be a guide heavy channel, so I do like to stick to like the, I guess, quote unquote proper way of getting through this event here. Let's see, do we want to use, I think I'm going to hang on to this extreme strength team. Let's go ahead and use the let's see, we'll use the Universe Survival Saga strength team that I've got. Yeah, sure. Okay, so got this guy as a leader and them. Perfect. This is one of those teams that's stayed the same for me for a very long time now. There haven't really been any additions to the Universe Survival Saga category in quite a while, so I haven't been able to make many updates here. The main thing that I hope for with this team is that the hits are lined up together. Unfortunately, on this go-around, they're not. So that's a little unfortunate. But when the God Goku hit and then this STR hit here get lined up, they perform very, very well. especially because the God Gokun hit is actually an extreme STR card, and so the hit is giving them the 50% stat buff. Whereas like we have him matched up with Kaba on the next rotation, and he's actually not giving a buff to them because he only buffs super types. But yeah, usually you end up flattening the enemy pretty fast, so there's no time to like set up your rotation. You kind of just have to spawn in with the right rotation, otherwise that's it. Okay, and it looks like we're just going to get the win here with God Goku and hit right out the gate. Alright, easy peasy, on to the next fight. Definitely the first half of this game mode is a lot easier to get through than the second half. Level 1 and 2 are not nearly as formidable as like the second two. Okay, so this is actually one that I thought about could be interesting. I didn't put him on the team this time, but you could maybe put the modified Janemba here with the extreme tech, because I'm actually not running 170% lead for extreme tech. And this is one of the only teams where I just end up running, just like 130% leads, because there really isn't a solid extreme tech build that you can bring that encompasses like a full category team without like scraping the bottom of the barrel for some really trash units. So yeah, so I really do try to avoid that. Let's see if we can possibly get Janemba his passive here. Even though he is sealed up, it would still be nice to be able to get... Actually, I probably should give that to him. Oof, this is tough. I'm trying to make sure that we're going to be able to get all the orbs we need. I don't think we're going to be able to. Oh, there we go. We can get it right here. Okay. Because we needed to get... Oh, we needed to get 4 type orbs, not 3. Oops. I was thinking of Pycon's passive, the super type equivalent unit that came out alongside him. Oh, that's alright. Yeah, extreme tech is always my least favorite for this game mode because it's just such a wonky typing. Like the units that you have available just don't mesh very well. As far as like all the best units on the typing, so yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. Oh, also a big bummer that the tech androids just got sealed. Nothing I can do about that, even with their Ghost Usher active skill, they're still sealed here, so... Right? They are sealed. Yeah, okay. So they're not going to be able to get off a super attack this turn, unfortunate. That is just going to delay this fight. This Supreme Kai is not a fun unit to go against, for sure, because he has lots of annoying abilities, being able to dodge your attacks and stun you and seal you and stuff like that. Very unfun. Oh man, yeah, see, if they didn't get sealed up, we would have been done already. So now we just gotta get through the one more turn, and then we'll be good to go. But yeah, I think I do need to do some workshopping on this extreme tech team. I'm not really a fan of it. So yeah, I'll probably have to look back into it and see if there's any other better options for this team or any way I can make it more cohesive. Because I know there's like a few other Frieza cards that you could bring. They're just not quite as good. But if you did bring them, then the good Frieza cards get better because they link up better together. Same thing, there's a lot of like Boo cards that you could bring on Extreme Tech. But they're all just kind of mid. So it's like you could have a really, really fluid, cohesive team, but then it's not going to be like the strongest team. So that's kind of the trade-off. We're still on the second one, so I think I want to use my Extreme Int team here. Actually, let's use the Super Int team. We almost never use the Super Int one. We always go for that Extreme Int one. So we basically have a Legendary Existence team. It's like Super Saiyan Legendary Existence, where we're able to use all of these. Basically, it's like all of these units that aren't the Vegeta's family cards, so I have to be careful to pick the right ones. Yeah, that's the team build there. Yeah, so this one's pretty strong. You have one 170% lead, and then the other side is just 130% lead. Definitely still very strong, though. Okay, we'll go ahead and do this. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I don't remember if this guy stuns. I know he does a little bit of damage, though. I guess to a 170% team, it's not going to really look that dire. But we put him in the first slot because, you know, getting attacked before he attacks is perfect, because then he gets his guaranteed additional super. Nice, and we're doing lots of damage, too. Very, very good. I assume we probably will one-turn this, especially if he gets his third additional from the hidden potential. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he almost completely soloed him. If he had gotten that third super attack, we would have just completely soloed him. Alright, where's my easy button? Alright, that is level 2 down. Cool, more goodies. We're getting lots of battlefield memory too, which is wonderful. I've been saving that stuff up for a few months now. There are going to be some easy A's on the way. So I am looking forward to those. We also have a Universe Survival Saga team that we can do here. But I think I'm just going to go for the generic like Super Tech team. I actually can't remember what... Is it Power Beyond Super Saiyans and Movie Heroes? I believe I use them as the leader. Yeah, so he'll be on the team. He'll be on there. He'll be on there. Power Beyond Super Saiyans, Movie Heroes. Okay, so they're Power Beyond Super Saiyans. Oh wait, we don't want him as the sub lead though. We want Tech Type 100. This one. Tech Type 120. Yeah. So there you go. So he's giving a small buff. He's giving the 120% leader skill to everyone, and then anyone that's on full power is getting 170, which is only a few of these guys. Okay, yeah, that works out. But yeah, I'm stoked for getting, always stoked for getting more battlefield memory for sure, because you know, there are going to be some of those cards easying coming up on global. We're actually very behind on those at the moment. I want to say JP has like 3 of the Battlefield LRs, or the Ultimate Clash LRs that are available in the shop that are like Extreme Z Awakened now. And we only have the one. We just have Ginyu. We are definitely... I know we're missing the INT Metal Cooler army. They have definitely gotten theirs. And then, I can't remember if there was one more after that that's gotten an easy A on JP already. Whether the AGL Babidi and Dabura or the INT King Cold and Mecha Frieza card. But yeah, we are very behind on those. So, and those easy A's are not cheap at all. They're extremely expensive. Even if you opt to get them up to their SA25 with just using Kais, so you don't have to buy more copies of the card and stuff. Just buying the Easy A medals themselves are very, very expensive. So it is certainly wise to save up your currency for those and not be spending on other copies of cards or any of the other items that you can get in there. But yeah, looking at like the overstock of points that I have, we'll go glance at it really quick when we're finished with this, and just take a look at how many of those points I have. But yeah, it's getting pretty ridiculous, the amount of points I built up. So I don't know if I may be like over the threshold at this point where I probably can buy like some more dupes of some of those cards. But we'll have to see. You know, it's always scary spending a limited currency like that may just not be available one day. Or I mean, like, you know, you may not have enough of it when you need it type of thing. Okay, so I will use this Extreme STR team. That's my full Frieza build. Love this. Or I guess Frieza family. Oh no! App crash. I swear I get so many app crashes in the middle of these Ultimate Clash runs. I don't know what it is about that game mode that just can't handle it. I mean, keep in mind, that's not like there's like a problem with the game or anything. It's just like, because I run my Dokkan all day, every single day. There's no breaks. So this game is always running. So, you know, I'm bound to get app crashes. I get app crashes like at least once a day or something, which does make sense. But Ultimate Clash seems to be the tipping point for that app crash more times than not. It's kind of funny. Okay, so we have Metal Cooler like right up front here, and he is linked up with the STR Final Form Cooler. So, well, we're not getting any additional supers. Damn, I was gonna say it would be really cool if he was able to just like solo this, but he literally got one super attack and then just kept flicking him with these little normal attacks. That's kind of unfortunate. That could have been really cool. If we had gotten like 3 or 4 super attacks there, we would have been done with this already. Which could be very nice because this is actually a really annoying fight to go against because, as you just saw, he heals back a ton of health when he gets that little healing ability off. So yeah, that is kind of a nuisance that we just got such bad RNG with Cooler. We definitely like could have been done with this fight already. Yeah, that is big, unfortunate. And he's about to heal up some more. Definitely not what we want to see. We'll give all those STR orbs to Cooler at the end because he is a nuking unit. Wow, this guy is almost back to full HP already. That is super annoying. Let's see if we can get lucky on this turn and do some real damage. There we go, a critical hit. I'd like to see that. Now, Cooliza can actually put up a lot of damage too, given the right RNG. Okay, and no additionals. Love that, love that. He can do up to like 3 super attacks in one turn, and he just didn't do any. Love that. Okay, so his health is low again, but is he going to heal? Okay, sweet, not till the end. So this is definitely going to be GG for this guy. My goodness. Yeah, we got some really bad RNG with this team this time around. Like, our rotations were kind of perfect, actually. It was just the, you know, we weren't getting the additionals that we needed. Still no additional supers, wow. Goodness gracious, Cooler. Alright, yeah, and that was definitely not a, oh, I guess it's the first time, that's why it wasn't a record time. The next run through, we're definitely going to beat that 3 minutes by a lot, I imagine. Okay, so now we got a physical team. We already used the extreme physical, so let's go, oops, we'll go super physical. So we've got a Fuse Fighter team here, and then we also have a Goku's Family team. I don't remember who I'm using as the sub-lead. Maybe this one? Just Turtle School? Because I imagine... Oh, wait, actually... Who am I using? Oh, this guy. He's also Goku's family leader. Okay, so him. Yeah, like that. These are all of the ones that aren't Fuse Fighters. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now this foot Kamehameha Goku can actually stun you when he super attacks. So yeah, whoever you put in slot 1, you kind of are taking a risk that they're not going to be able to attack that turn, because he can stun them, so. Alright, but obviously we're safe there if he doesn't super attack. So that works out nicely. Nice, we get the additional. I think this team is definitely not as strong as the Fuse Fighter team. I mean, obviously we're lacking the LR Super Saiyan 4s, which is a huge asset to have because they can pretty much solo this stage. But there are still some decent units on this team. Can kind of hold its own. There's no, like, liabilities on the team. Pretty much everybody is, like, decent defensively and stuff. So it might take you a few extra turns to use a team like this, but you're not going to die. Yeah, and after supering, we're, like, even tanking super attacks and stuff, so that's perfect. Wow, 2 supers in 1 turn. I didn't know that he could do that, actually. Interesting. And neither of them stunned, so that's kind of lucky. But that makes me feel like we're probably about to get stunned or something right here. We'll have to see, though. Okay, we'll do this, and then we'll grab all those for Bardock. Okay, this is going to be a heavier damaging turn for sure. Oh no, he dodges us. Well, we get the additional. The third additional, kind of an issue. Well, not necessarily, but we do lose that 8% HP each time, so... Kind of a wonky unit to have additionals on, but it really does work for the rest of his kit to have additionals, so it's just kind of a trade-off that you have to deal with. That's a condition I hope that they remove when that guy eventually easy A's. Man, okay, so then this super physical team getting all the additional attacks. This is what I wanted to see from that cooler team. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. Didn't even get through to Bardock. Okay, so we've got to run INT. Yeah, so here's where we're going to do it. We're going to do the VEGETA's family team here. Okay, so we can't actually use the Bond of Parent and Child leader skill here because this guy is not on Bond of Parent and Child. Everyone else is, though. So if I wanted to switch him off the team for, like, a weaker VEGETA's family unit that is on Bond of Parent and Child, then I could potentially run him as a leader with the LR Majin Vegeta, and then we could have, like, 170% and a 200% lead. But I think right now it's probably smartest just to run him, and then still run this guy as the sub, like, 150% leader skill for VEGETA's family, and then just keep all of these cards on. So yeah, that's the strat we're rolling with this time around. I might change it up and see if it performs better with the higher leader skill, but then the weaker unit on the team. We'll see. Okay, so decent rotations here starting out. I mean, because we have the Vegeta and Trunks, right? So that's kind of perfect. They're the main unit I wanted to get the opportunity to use here, so I'm glad that we have them. This is looking a little weird. I wanted to make sure I could get a lot of orbs for the GT Vegeta at the end. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. 5 is the most we can get. Okay, putting up a 4.5 million attack stat. You love to see that. So they're not at a full 200% leader skill, just like 200% on one half and then 150 on the other half. So pretty close. I guess it's essentially the same as if they were on like 170% lead team. Like pretty much the same, because they're missing a total of 50% from being at like a double 200%, and if you're running double 170s, you'd be missing 60%. So they're like just above a 170% leader skill. It's like if you had two 175% leader skills. Okay, he's healing back some of that health, which I actually don't mind on this team, just because I like showcasing it. Oh, nice, and we dodged the super attack too. Very good, very good. Yeah, so that extra health will get us an extra turn here, it looks like. Okay. Then we'll just throw Majin Vegeta up front. Alright, yeah, and then this should be GG. He's not healing until the very end, so there's no way he's going to survive that long. But yeah, I think this team is, like, hands down the strongest Ultimate Clash team that you can make. As far as, like, a category team that encompasses a singular typing, I think this is probably the strongest. Well, I don't know. There's also the STR Cooler team is pretty strong, too. That team has some pretty strong defensive capabilities. But I don't know, you're using a few of those, like, the free-to-play Metal Cooler cards. If they ended up taking a super attack from one of these harder bosses, then they probably could get clapped up quite a bit. So, I don't know. I think that team definitely has some more holes than the VEGETA, the family team does, but... Okay, so now we're going to use Extreme AGL. So we've got a Terrifying Conquerors team here. So we can run Ginyu as a lead. And then, obviously we don't have everyone Wicked Bloodline, but because of the sub-leader skill with the Extreme AGL types, we're able to run him. And then that means that he'll be getting the 170 lead from himself, and then we'll also be giving it to these two Frieza cards and that Cooler card. So it'll just be Ginyu, Baby Janemba, and Turles that are on the 120 portion of his leader skill, but then everybody's on the 170 portion of Ginyu's leader skill, and some are even on the 200% portion, so... okay, we're going to put Frieza up front, because Frieza needs to get hit before attacking in order to get the guaranteed additional super, which I do want to do to try and dish out as much damage as possible against this guy. But the only thing we risk is if he super attacks us right out the gate, that could be bad. Okay, he didn't, so we're fine. It was kind of unfortunate that the free-to-play Metal Cooler got locked in the middle, because obviously the two Dokkan Fest units are going to link up a lot better, having Fierce Battle and stuff, than the free-to-play one would. So that is definitely hurting Frieza's attack stat, like, quite a bit. But, I actually don't know if the free-to-play Metal Coolers have big bad bosses, because they're like the Metal Cooler army, so they're essentially like henchmen. They're not like Metal Cooler himself. So I don't know if they have big bad bosses. That might be hurting us here as well, too. I'm actually going to check that on the next turn, because I am curious to see. But yeah, I think we could have done a lot more damage this turn if he didn't get locked in the middle there. Okay, yeah, let me check that guy really quick and see. Yeah, he doesn't have big bad bosses. Yeah, that was why Frieza's attack stats look so low. Okay. Alright, we'll just put Cooler up front. These middle slot locking things are the worst, honestly. That screws up your rotations so bad. Or not even your rotations, it just screws up like your ability to perform on the turn. You know, it is much better when someone gets locked in slot 1. That is definitely the best. Because if someone gets locked in slot 3, then obviously that's bad, because then you don't get to choose who gets rotated off and who stays on rotation. So that's pretty, like, detrimental. And then if someone gets locked in the first slot, it's only bad if that unit can't tank before they super attack, because then they have to take all those hits before they're able to get off their super attack. So that could be kind of bad. And then... But honestly, I would prefer either of those situations to this, where someone's locked in the middle slot. It allows you to put one of the two units that's not locked as your tank up front, and then decide if you want to rotate off the other one. So that's good. But then if the unit in the middle isn't someone that links well with everyone, then you just kind of ruin the whole rotation. You don't really get much done. See, like, this is better here, because now I can choose who I want to link up with the Cooler, and who I want to have in the first slot. So I have the option to just be like, okay, I want to put Baby Janemba up here because he can dodge all these attacks, and then we'll put Frieza in the middle because he's going to be linked up better. Kind of just works out better overall, I feel. Are we going to dodge this? Oh my goodness. Our health is actually getting like a little bit low. The way he has locked us, like, our rotations have not been the best so far, so it has actually taken us a little bit of effort to get through this guy. I feel like normally by now we would have just destroyed him. And this is the lowest that I've seen my health be on this guy since I started using 170 leads against him. Because I know a lot of people still just use like 130% leads, just like, or like 120% leads to get through these fights, but I feel like it's obvious at this point that you should be using higher leader skills. But yeah, if you do use these higher leader skills, there's pretty much no chance of dying against Janemba, or against Omega Shenron. Another middle slot lock. That is crazy. Wow. Okay, well, we'll get his transformation off. Get that heal in there. Not that we really need it, but might as well. And then, again, unfortunate that we're not going to be able to link up the Cooler and the Frieza, but I think that Cooler's probably going to finish him off no matter what. Especially because he's gotten a few stacks built up. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and we took him down. Perfect. So yeah, I think Ultimate Clash is definitely not in a difficult space right now. There is a new Ultimate Clash that has been out on JP for the past few rounds. And it is a much more difficult one. That level 3, all the fights in there hit like extremely hard. They're hitting like you know, like close to red zone level super attacks and stuff. So it does get a lot harder coming up here on like the future Ultimate Clashes that we're going to be getting. So hopefully we will be done with this Omega Shenron soon, and we can move on to a new boss and see some new interesting stuff. So let's go collect all these rewards out of our gift box that we just earned. Lots of awesome rewards for doing Ultimate Clash. I definitely recommend spending the time on it if you, you know, if you want all these rewards. And then really quick, let's go take a look at the treasure, or we'll go look at the battlefield memory here. So yeah, I'm at 1.65 million. Is that how? Yeah, 1.65 million. So I have a lot of this sitting here waiting. But as you can see, there's a lot of copies of these LRs that I haven't like duped out. Yeah, so I would definitely love to be able to buy some copies of these cards. Probably at least to get like Babidi and Dabura to 79%, because the other two are at 79%. But yeah, we'll see. Probably going to keep hanging on to them for a little while longer. But yeah, good stuff. So if you guys enjoyed that one, then consider being a part of the Toxic Tribe with a like, comment, and subscribe on the video. That is going to do it for this one, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace!